Hi, this is Kanishka Ramchandani, the editor of Professional Beauty Hairdressers Journal, and you're watching me on PBI Spotlight. Joining me today is the winner of Snap India Awards and the founder of Rubious Makeovers, Pooja Golani. Hi Pooja, thank you so much for joining me on PBI Spotlight.
Thank you so much, Kanishka, for having me here. I'm really obliged.
Great. So we'd like to know from you your style story. How did the world of beauty beckon you?
So actually, this story dates back to when I was 5 years old. And I could do a perfect winged liner and a great, nicely lined lipstick.
Wow.
So seeing this, my family and especially my grandmom suggested that, Pooja, why don't you do makeup and hair when you grow up? And as you know, as we grow up, we forget what we decided to dream of when we were kids. We need to pursue those dreams. So my cousin made me realize this as I completed my graduation in accounting and finance. She said, Pooja, don't you remember what you wanted to do? Why are you doing MBA? You don't need to.
Right.
So she was the one who reminded me that I need to pursue my dreams. And here I am, a makeup artist and a hairstylist, and a proud one at that.
That's fantastic. That's a really interesting and inspiring journey. You got to know as early as 5 years old that you have makeup skills. That's amazing. And great of your family also to recognize this. Do you have any background in beauty? Like, are there other people in the family who are in this industry?
All my family members are engineers by profession.
Oh, wow.
And as we are Sindhis, we are into businesses. So I am the only one who's a freelancer. So initially they were like, freelancer, okay, why don't you make a business out of it? I was like, yeah, but I want to seriously see what is out there in the world. I don't want to stick with a studio. I want to do fashion weeks. I want to do editorials. I want to travel the world for my makeup and hair work.
Right.
So that's why I don't have any studio. And I'm happy with it.
That's wonderful. So it's a great path that you have embarked upon, and Snap India has helped you a little that way. So how was what was that feel in that moment when you were announced the winner of 2 categories, in fact, for Snap India Awards?
It was surreal.
Yeah.
Let me be very honest. I have not received any of the awards in my lifetime.
Okay.
Until Snap happened. I was so grateful that you guys came up with the competition, because it's not a live competition.
Yes.
It's an offline one. And as soon as you guys announced it, I made sure that I participate in all the categories that you have.
Yeah.
I chose the models. I shot everything at my own home. My mom and my dad were really supportive. They really helped me with it. The shoots turned out to be amazing, and I was a finalist for all the 4 categories that you had in makeup and in hair. And I was expecting at least 1 award.
But you got 2. So you got one in bridal and one in
hairstyling category.
Right, wonderful. So that's actually a very inspiring story, even for other aspiring stylists, because Snap India is such a unique way of presenting your work, and I'm so glad that you are here today sharing your experience with us, and we get to talk more about it.
I really got a good recognition after winning this award. So all thanks to Pro Beauty.
Okay, great. So as a freelancer, it's very important for you to have your personal touch, your signature look. That's how your customers start identifying you with. So what is that signature look for Pooja? Like, what's the Pooja style that people are raving about?
So I think the Pooja touch here has to be the textures that I create. I love creating textures with tools.
Okay.
So one is that, and the volume that I create. People are mostly amazed that, oh my God, you did it with my natural hair. I can't believe this. So for instance, one of my models recently, when I did hair sculpting on her, she seriously could not believe that's her own hair. I've not used any stuffing, any tools, nothing.
Okay.
That was the texture I created with my own hands in the comb.
So was it an updo that you created for her?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Where is this coming from? Like, does this require any specialized training, or you work with your own skills?
So it does require a special training. I really do believe that everybody should learn it first.
Okay.
It does require
Creating the texture and volume.
Yes,
Okay. And
everything.
By texture, what exactly do you mean in styling? How do you create texture?
So for example, if you're doing some curls, okay,
Right.
and then you're opening it up, the hair texture changes.
Yeah.
So you can work with the volume with it. Okay, with
Right.
straight hair also, the texture is straight, right?
Yes.
But you know, it's slippery, it's slim.
Yeah.
Mostly the sleek looks are created with the straight hair. So with the curls, after opening them, you can create textures.
Okay. Is this why you selected styling as your forte? Because you're so good with textures and volume?
No. This
So-
I realized after I got my hands into hair that, you know, this is what I love to create. This is
Right.
what naturally comes to me.
Okay.
So yes, I enjoy that.
So as a stylist that works so much with texture and volume, which is your most important tool in your toolkit?
So definitely a 19mm tong is my favorite.
Yeah.
Another one is the Schwarzkopf dry fix spray. I
Okay.
swear by it.
Okay.
Because even if I don't have any tools at my disposal, so even if I don't have any tools at my disposal, I can just use a spray and my hands to create some texture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's almost like magic.
Yes, it is.
Great. So is there any particular type of hair that you love working with? You prefer long, wavy hair, like the typical Indian hair, or
Yes.
something else?
Because I specialize in long hair dressing, I love to create hairstyles with long hair. Indian hair is the best to create hairstyles with.
Right. So what's your take on the current bridal styles?
So current bridal styles are really, you know, suiting their own persona, which I really like. A lot of brides are going with straight hair.
Okay.
That is different. Not a lot of people like to go for it because it's too simple.
Yeah.
But what they don't know is that it looks too elegant also. It looks really classy when you go with straight hair. It screams sophistication. So
Okay.
that's something that I really liked, that brides are also choosing simple styles which suit their own personality.
Okay, that's a very interesting take. So between hairstyling and makeup, what is it that sparks your creative interest more?
You cannot ask a mother to choose between her two children.
No. I'm not asking you to choose. I'm just asking you what would be more creative for you. Which of these two arenas allow you to be more creative?
So now there's a story behind this.
Yes.
Makeup I did it like 12 years back.
Right.
And hairstyling I learned around 10 years back. But I started practicing hair around 5 years back.
Okay.
And I am perfecting it since past 2 years, you can say.
Okay.
So hair is new, but it is exciting me a lot these days, like even more than makeup. That's why I participated in hair as well. I was not comfortable with it initially, but when I did it, I loved it and I was like, this is what I'm going to do next.
Okay, so you are still exploring hair as an avenue. Great.
But I love it. I never realized that, okay, I can love hair. 10 years back when I did this course, I thought it's just that I need to learn this so that if I'm hiring hairstylists, I need to make sure that they are understanding what I want to bring to the table.
Right.
Even for brides or for shoots, I need to explain them that this is the look that we are going for.
Right.
So in order to explain them, I should know about it, right?
Absolutely. So that's how you got into hair, but now you are in love with it.
I am in love with it.
So for a makeup artist or for a hairstylist, how important is it to learn the other craft?
So it is really important to learn both the crafts so that you can balance the look according to what is your client's need, what is your own need, what is your vision, what do you want to create. But nowadays you can also choose one, because there are a lot of umbrellas now that we are putting people in, like hair colorist, hair like barbering, hair cutting, makeup, hair. These are all under different umbrellas in today's date. Earlier it was like एक ही सब काम करता है, सबको सब कुछ आता है. So if you see कि हमारे जो दिग्गज हैं इंडस्ट्री में, उनको सब कुछ आता है. They are not a master in one art. They are the masters of all.
Yes.
Yet they are choosing what they are loving the most.
Right.
So I think in today's date, it's important to learn both, but it's a choice.
Absolutely. And that's the whole beauty of the modern salon industry कि
Yes.
आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो, उसमें excel कर सकते हो, and you will still find success that way.
Yes, absolutely.
So Pooja, what is the one trend that you're obsessed over currently, and one that you think desperately needs a timeout?
Okay, so the one trend that I'm currently obsessed with is the quality of people that they have started loving their own hair color and hair texture.
Okay.
Like, for example, I suggested my dad to stop coloring his hair, and initially he was a little reluctant, a little scared, apprehensive about it.
Yeah.
But when he actually accepted to what I was saying and he saw that I have a view on this, he went with his natural hair color, which is salt and pepper,
Yeah.
and he ended up loving it when it grew out.
Okay.
Also, now when a lot of people, our relatives, his own friends, come and compliment him, it just adds to his personality. He looks
Right.
even better now. So
Okay.
this is the fact that I love, that people have started loving their own natural hair color and texture.
Okay, texture is a little bit tricky because generally people, to avoid frizz, they want to go for straightening services. So how do you maintain your natural texture?
That's absolutely some trend that I want to disappear.
Yeah.
Okay, because chemical straightening is something that I'm totally against.
Mhm.
In my college life, I did it twice, but then when I saw my natural curly hair coming up again, like growing out again, I was in love with myself all over again. So this is the one thing that I want to disappear.
Yeah, this should be discontinued,
Yes.
is what you feel. But if you want to continue, as in if our viewers want to continue being in love with their natural texture, what can they do to maintain it?
So they can use good shampoos, conditioners, good serums, so that there is no frizz in their hair.
Okay.
And the answer to your other question about textures, about how to create them, is you can use different kinds of combs.
Right, right.
A fine tooth comb will give you a nice little back comb wherever you want some lift.
Yeah.
A nice white tooth comb will give you a good texture. So I would recommend everybody, all the budding hairstylists, to try out all the combs which are in different sizes and shapes to create different kinds of textures.
That's amazing. That's a wonderful piece of advice, because the stronger your toolkit is, the better your styling gets, and combs are very instrumental in creating textures that way. So which is your go-to comb for creating texture?
Mine is Roots 301.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that help you?
So it has a certain distance in the teeth of the comb, which I love, and when I open the curls with it, it just gives me a different kind of texture as compared to how I would open it with another comb.
Right. So to recap it quickly, it's the tongs that you use,
Yes.
the comb,
Yes.
the styling spray, the setting spray
Yes.
that you use, and your fingers. That's all you need to create amazing texture.
Yes.
Great. So as a freelancer, you come across different kinds of people as customers and with different demands. So tell us about your most unexpected experience.
The most unexpected experience was the groom's mom wanted me to create some waves
Okay.
which she had not given me any reference of. So we had to just go with the flow.
Okay.
So I did my tonging, curled her hair. And when I was trying to open the hair quality was so good that I wasn't able to open it. The textures weren't changing.
Oh,
The
so the
hair-
curls got set.
Yes.
Okay.
The hair wasn't budging. It was
Yeah.
set so nicely. And I loved it, of course. Her daughter also loved it. She was like, Mom, just keep this hair. It's looking
Yeah.
amazing on you. But
Yeah.
she hated curls.
Okay.
And she was very reluctant on waves. So of course, I used my shine spray to get rid of the texture a little bit, to loosen it, to soften it a little, to open it. But as I told you earlier, the hair quality was so good that the curls weren't budging. So I had to quickly think of something else.
Yeah.
I had to make myself calm, and
She must
also
have panicked. Like
she had panicked. She had panicked, and she wanted to just wash her hair out because she hated the hair.
Yeah.
But I did not panic. I kept my calm, and I just thought what I could do next to make sure that she's having the look of her dreams.
Yeah.
And I quickly grabbed my ironing machine,
Yeah.
the straightening machine as we call it, and I quickly softened her curls.
Okay.
And she liked the hairstyle so much that for her other 2 functions, she repeated the same hairstyle, and at the end, she told me that she loved the hair that I created for all the 3 functions.
Wow, that was quite amazing use of your wits. Like, you really have to think on your feet in situations like
Yes.
this, because you cannot leave her disappointed, and redoing the whole thing would have
Taken
been
a lot
very
of time.
Yes, yes. So you must be facing such situations often, like
Always.
yeah. So what are your takeaways from it? Like, please share it with our audience. Like, how can they avoid such situations?
So first of all, the lady was 3 hours late to sit on my chair, which is
Oh,
not acceptable.
Not at all. Not
And then
at
you
all.
can't hurry an artist to create what you want in
Yes.
time.
Yes.
So first of all, you need to explain your clients that you need to be on time. Your time is equally valuable as theirs. Secondly, whatever happens, even if they are panicking, you need to keep your calm.
Yeah. Absolutely. And what about the feedback that she gave at the end of it? Was that positive for you? She didn't mention that the curls were not working.
No, it was so positive that we ended up doing the same hairstyle for the other 2 functions, and she loved it.
Okay.
She was really happy, and she also, of course, apologized about her behavior because she was very panicked at the time,
Yes.
which I can completely understand because she was the bride's mom, right?
Yes. Yes.
You need to be like there on time, but this is where experience comes in. This is where the experience of shooting,
Yes.
like when you have very limited timelines, it helps you to, make your brain work faster.
Yeah, and you need some stopgap solutions
Yes.
in times like this.
You need.
But I always found the job of a freelancer difficult in the sense that they are working in unfamiliar surroundings. You are either at the client's house or you are at a wedding venue. So you don't know where to keep your things. Your assistants are, all around. So how do you work with that? Any experience that you can share working in unfamiliar surroundings?
So earlier I used to be like a very naive person and used to work with whatever I could get.
Right.
But nowadays I've been working in this field since 12 years and I need to take care of my health as well.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I always make sure that I inform the client prior that I need high chairs and high tables.
Right.
And low chairs as well, because I need to do hair and makeup both. So the makeup can be done on a high chair and the hair can be done on the low chair. And we need to take care of our health. So for example, there was too much chaos in a person's home, as I told you earlier.
Yeah.
And I fell off on the ground.
Okay.
Flat on the ground, and I hit my tailbone. I was injured for a few days, but I could not cancel my other bookings also.
Yeah.
So I took medicines, I made myself feel well. I hired a lot of assistants to help me navigate, because I want to create what I want to create for the client. A commitment is a commitment. You cannot back off.
Absolutely.
It's a bride. You just cannot back off. It's their dream day. It's a very big day.
Yeah.
So yes, you need to take care of your health. You need to see that even if there is a lot of chaotic condition, you need to take care of your health first. You need to take care of your posture, along with being calm with the client.
So it is absolutely okay to ask for these things in advance, like the kind of chairs you need, the kind of tables you need, and a clear room, clutter-free room. Yeah,
absolutely. Because then you cannot function.
Yes.
You have your assistant, you have your hair and makeup team.
Yeah,
you cannot function
space,
if
and you have your toolkit. Like, and with brides, I'm sure you carry a massive toolkit.
Yes.
Yeah. So going back to your previous experience with this lady, does that not make reference pictures very important?
100%.
Yeah.
So thank you for mentioning that. Reference pictures are very, very important in order to save that kind of time. So even if a person is in a hurry and they show you a reference picture, you are just creating that look and leaving that place, because you have another client also to attend.
Yes.
So it saves the time of the client and yours as well.
Right.
Reference pictures are really important.
But it can also go the other way, because reference pictures are generally of celebrities that they have posted on Instagram, which are done by professionals, editorial professionals, and also the pictures are touched up.
Yes.
So how difficult it becomes for you to explain to the client कि ये नहीं हो सकता आपके बालों के साथ?
तो पहली बात तो उनको बताना पड़ता है कि ये रियलिटी नहीं है.
हाँ.
तो वो एक्सेप्ट करवाना पड़ता है कि ये एक टच्ड अप इमेज है. आई कैन क्रिएट द सेम हेयर स्टाइल इन योर हेयर बट इट वोंट लुक एज गुड because your hair is not colored.
Yes.
As Indians, we are a little reluctant that, you know, we need to color our black hair.
Yeah.
But when you need to do it, you need to do it in terms of having that look.
Right.
So this, I think, only brides can understand. Other people cannot. So other people are still okay with accepting कि अच्छा ये hairstyle मेरे बाल में ऐसे दिखेगी मुझे चलेगा. But I want this hairstyle.
Yeah.
So they go with it.
All right. So Pooja, if Rubious Makeovers was one glam look, what would it be called?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I would call it rosé.
Okay.
As rubious means ruby red,
Yeah.
I would love to create a nice sculpted rose on a globally colored hair, which can be red or wine or even maroon.
Okay, that's a very interesting concept, very modern take on glam, and I would love to see that.
Yeah,
once
as
you do
rosé
it.
is really classy and it's
Yes.
like everybody's favorite wine. So thank you for giving me the idea of doing my next shoot.
Absolutely. So share a golden nugget with our upcoming stylists if they want to leave their mark in the styling world.
Okay, the one piece of advice would definitely be learn your basics and fundamentals and make them so strong that it sets you apart from other hairstylists, especially the self-taught ones. Because in order to break rules, you need to learn them first.
So Pooja, what's next for Pooja Golani? More trophies, dream collabs, or a style empire in the making?
Well, that's a secret that the future will unfold, but if a sneak peek, if I might give you a little sneak peek about it, is that I already won the HBS award
Okay.
under the red carpet hair styling category. I also won the sponsor award by them under the same category. So
Right.
yes, more trophies are on the way, and about my next collabs and more work, you'll definitely get to know. Let's keep the show going on and the curtains raised.
Fantastic. On that very note, we'll conclude this interview, and thank you so much for joining me on PBI Spotlight. That was Pooja Golani, the founder of Rubious Makeovers and winner of the Snap India Awards. And this is me, Kanishka, signing off. Stay tuned for more artists.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.